Hello everybody, you're here with the Tennessee Walker here again. Today we're going to make Italian subs on a farmer's budget. And that means we're going to go cheap. It rained this week, so there's a few ingredients that I would have put in it if I got more work, but since things were slow, my paycheck was kind of small this week. We're going to do it a different way. And it's really cheap to make, but this is Italian subs on a farmer's budget. First, I'll show you what we got here. I got chopped bell peppers, onions, and mushrooms. And I got my good old trusty cast iron skillet here. I'm about to melt some butter in it. And I learned a long time ago, instead of adding spices to your vegetables, when sauteing, add it to your butter before you put the vegetables in. So I'm just putting just a couple of drips of Worcestershire sauce. Just a tiny bit of garlic. And like I said, I'm adding it directly to the butter in the skillet. And some Italian seasoning. And maybe just a tiny bit of sage. And about half a teaspoon of cream mustard. Just regular mustard. And the reason why I'm using mustard is because on my sandwich I eat marinara sauce, and my wife eats mayonnaise of hers, but either way it's got kind of a sweet taste to it, and you need something to cancel out that sweet a little bit. And if you notice, I've got all my vegetables separated. Normally I just put them all in together, but I did it like this just to show you how much of each one I put. I'm making I'd say about foot-long sandwiches, and then I'm also making some small sandwiches for my son. I've got to put the phone down for just a second. I'll let y'all count the spider webs on the bottom of my shelf for a second. Y'all see them? I'm adding the vegetables to our butter and spice mixture. I mean, chances are I probably got too much vegetables. I usually do. I either have enough or not enough, one or the other. Either too much or not enough. And you stir the vegetables as they're sauteing in your butter mixture. Like I said a while ago, butter. I almost forgot to put the black pepper in it. I like to have a little bit of zing to it. I usually put quite a good bit of black pepper. But what it's got in it, and this is added to the butter, not to the vegetables. While the skillet is warming up and the butter is melting, you add just a drip of Worcestershire, about half a spoon of mustard, some black pepper for your taste, Italian seasoning for your taste, and some garlic for your taste. And say hi, Jacob. You gonna tell everybody hi? Okay, he's wanting something to drink. I give him something to drink, but and you know the vegetables have to be stirred quite often, but you know life happens. So if you have to step away from the vegetables for a second, like I'm having to get my son something to drink, it's no big deal because it's not going to mess him up just because you have to step away for a second. Now that's one thing I try to do with my cooking is I give details that others won't give. Like a lot of people would not have told you that you can step away from that. They would tell you to stir constantly, which that was best. But you know, like I said, while your life happens. So I'm stirring my vegetables, and we're just trying to saute, we're not trying to caramelize. So, like I said, judged by the onions still white. When the onions first start trying to get a clear look about them, we're cutting them off. Because that clear look is what's called a caramelized onion. And we don't want our vegetables caramelized, we just want it sauteed a little bit. Alright, that should be good enough. And now, I'll show you my bread. This, I did my shopping at Food Line. This was on sale for $1.50 for 2-foot-long Italian breads, and matter of fact, I do my shopping at various different places. Like I got my breads from Food Line, and my vegetables come from Food Line, but the meats actually come from Aldi. Certain places are better for getting certain things, and certain places are better for getting other things. Alright, I'm going to sit you down for another second. Usually I always try to have all my packages open before I start doing the cooking, but I think in this one, no, I got it open. Alright, I'm back. And see, usually I use cotto or cotto salami, whichever one you want to call it. It's different people from different regions call it different things, but today I'm using hard salami because it had it at the right price, and like I said, we're cooking on a budget. This is a farmer's budget because we had rain this week, and whenever you have rain, you just got to do things a little bit different because your paychecks are going to be short on a farmer's budget. Oh yeah, I can't guarantee anything, but my songwriting partner is supposed to be here Sunday, and I might just try to talk him into picking a song or two while he's here for my 2 or 3 supporters I have here. If y'all want to hear him play something, hit that like button, comment, Larry play. And then Sunday when he's here, I'll get him to play something. But first y'all gotta comment, Larry play. I can't guarantee he's going to feel up to it. He has been a little under the weather lately. So just in case he don't feel like it, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But if he does feel up to it, we might just get him to pick a song or two. He is really good. His style is kind of where country meets blues. And a lot of Americana style to that too. This is how we do things. I started out slicing the bread, and then I put the salami on the bread, and then I eat a piece of salami. Any good cook eats their food while they're cooking. Really, not really, but I do. And then I take the pepperoni. Normally, I would buy what's called sandwich pepperoni, which is about the size of any sandwich meat. But like I said, this week we're on a budget. So I got little pepperonis. Just like you would put on a pizza. But I'm putting them on the sandwich today. And usually I try to start at the end with the salami on. That way your sandwiches are pretty even. Let me separate these two here. And I just overlap them a little bit and stack them on here. I'm going to sit you down again. Like I said, normally I like to go to the deli and get what's called a sandwich pepperoni, but on a budget you can't always get what you want. You can get what you absolutely have to have, and that's it. So I'm trying to make the sandwiches as cheap as I can and keep my electricity on and my phones on and everything, and car payments paid, and still end up with food in their stomachs every day. We manage, but it's not always easy. Farming is a good life, but not for the awesome pay that you make, because you don't make awesome pay here. And my bosses even tell you that they can only afford to pay so much, and that's understandable. Because you never know with farmers. Sometimes when you're good, you're good. But when things ain't going good, they're going bad. That's the way it is on a farm. And see, I ate a little bit more. Like I said, any good cook's gonna test their food a little bit. And now some pepperonis for the second sandwich. And for kid sandwiches, you don't have to have no fancy breads or the Italian loaf. You can just use plain loaf bread if you want to, and make your sandwiches, your Italian sandwiches on it the same way you would on I'm doing on these Italian loaves. Or you can buy hoagies. But it's been my experience, your deli meats are higher than your meats in your regular meat section. But your breads, a lot of times your breads are cheaper in the deli than what they are in your bread section, and it's usually a better bread. That's the weird part. You're getting a better bread for less money. Like I said, I gave for these 2 sticks of Italian bread, it was $1.50 for both of them. You can't find that in your bread department in your grocery store. You know, next year about this time, I didn't get to have a garden this year. Uh, but next year, I'm planning on having one. And my bell pepper and onions and mushroom hopefully will be coming from the garden. That'll make the sandwiches even better. Oh yeah. And there we go with that. Next step, just take your veggies and just spread them on, and spread them on generously. You don't want it thin, you want it thick. You want it so thick that it's almost gross it's so thick. That's why you want your vegetables on the Italian sandwiches. Oh, as far as meat goes, a lot of time, like I said, this week is on a budget. But a lot of times I would have some capicola or some kind of ham on there with the pepperoni and the salami. But like I said, I'm on a budget this week, so no capicola and no ham, or any kinds of bacons or anything like that. And also, a lot of times I would have some black olives I would put on here too. No black olives this time, you know. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it on budget. At Food Line, the bell pepper was 88 cents. The mushrooms, for a pack of whole mushrooms, people buy the whole mushrooms. They're cheaper than the slices. Sliced mushrooms, they're easier because they're already sliced. But your whole mushrooms, you can get for about 30 to 40 cents cheaper a pack. So you get your whole mushrooms. But what I'm doing is I'm just putting it onto the sandwich, just like this. And like I said, have to go pretty heavy on the sandwich with your veggies, because if you go light, it just ain't gonna taste right. So I like to go pretty heavy with my veggies. And one thing else I do different than most people, I put my vegetables on before I put my cheese. Why? Whenever I put the cheese on top of the vegetables, it seals those vegetables into that sandwich. And instead of your veggies mashing out and squirting out the sides, maybe you try to pick it up, that cheese melted over the vegetables, between the vegetables and the meat, but help seal it into the sandwich. And see, like I said, I give details that most people don't give whenever I'm doing my cooking segments. Most people would not have told you about why they put things in the order that they put them in. They just tell you to put them in that order. And, you know, customize the sandwiches to yourself, you know. The way I'm making it is what's right for me and my family. And you make it the way you want to, you know. Use what I tell you, but then add your own little twist to it and make it yours. Alright. Now, I'm about to add the cheese. And a lot of times I would use like a shredded mozzarella, but this time I've got a provolone, which is also an Italian cheese. Now I try to keep my Italian sandwiches all Italian, you know. I don't put other spices that wouldn't be, that they wouldn't use in a deli for an Italian sandwich. So a lot of times I'll get the Italian cheese mixtures. Now, I'm sure you see them in the store, the Italian 5 cheese or the pizza 3 cheese or something like that. I have been known to do that before too, but most time I prefer just to do my own cheese thing. So how y'all doing today? I'm glad y'all could join me here. Alright. And now there's something else I'm doing different than I usually don't do. I've got a different ingredient that I'm putting on the sandwiches that I normally don't put. You see what that is? Spinach. Now, and where most people take the time to pull the stems off, I'm lazy. The stems are staying on it. By the time it goes in the oven for a few minutes, those stems are going to be good and tender as what everything else is anyway. Alright, now let's put some spinach on the other sandwich. See, my wife wants mayonnaise on hers, and I want marinara on mine. So mayonnaise I would not put on the sandwich before you heat it up, but marinara, it would probably be better if you put it on there before you heat the sandwich. So just put the marinara over the top of the spinach. Now I'm putting it on pretty thick too. I'm not spraying it out on the dry piece of bread. I'm actually spooning it out pretty heavily on top of the spinach. I put the tops on the sandwiches. And that's what they look like before they go in the oven. And I got the oven set heated at a lower temperature. I got it at just 300 degrees. The reason why is because I've been making them lately at 350, and my breads have been getting hard within a matter of minutes. I mean, don't take long at all. So I'm trying it at a lower temperature to see if my breads turn out softer. I'm not saying to do that because this is just an experiment. We're going to see how it turns out with me keeping it at a lower temperature. We'll find out. I'll tell you when I get done whether that was the best idea. So how's everything going in your part of the world? Hey, Hurricane Florence is supposed to be hitting the coast, some of the coastal states. So everybody have your prayers with them, and just be thoughtful of them, and think about them. Maybe even if you have time to do some volunteering work, hey, more power to you. Right now we're getting close to harvest season, so I really don't have time for volunteering or anything. But if you can, go out there and lend a hand. Give them your support, and just show them some love, because they're really gonna need it. I'm hoping that the hurricane is not as bad as what they predicted it will be, but if it is, they're gonna need some support out there. So go out there and give them a hand if you can. And if you can't, I'm sure they'll appreciate your prayers too. That's what I'm gonna have to do, is stay home and pray for them. And I've always wanted to live on the coast. I did move down to Florida for a little while, but it's times like these that I'm glad I don't live on that coast. And plus, it's plenty enough hot here than so why move to someplace hotter like Florida? So, have y'all got big plans for y'all's weekends? Now, us country folks, now, if y'all work outside like I do, we had kind of a rainy week, so I'm having to stay close to home this weekend, which pretty much what I always do anyway. Old married folks don't go out on the town that much, especially now when you live as far out in the country as what we do, which ain't very far out, but it costs more than just a few cents to get to town, And like I said, because rainy days we're on a budget. And that's another thing about my cooking. Most of your food here is things that you can fix on a budget, things that you can fix cheaply. Like I was telling you, my week was terrible because I got rained out one day and then had to come home early another day because of rain. So my paycheck was short. And so in weeks like that, we just got to figure out other things to do, as far as money and food, because things are tight. Sometimes it makes planning really hard. The life of a farmer is hard because you got your crops out in the field, and hard to get to it because of the weather and everything. But you know what? The life of a farmhand is harder because they have all this stuff going on where they have made money by maybe by selling calves or harvesting crops and all that. We get a weekly paycheck. If it rains, our weekly paycheck is small. We don't have the money pool that we can fall back onto. A smart farmer don't have a lot of money in their personal account. They don't. Farmers is not where you're going to make big money. Well, you're going to make it, but you're going to spend it back again too. So if you're a farmer, you love farming. It's not because you're going to make a lot of money at it, because you're not. But farm hands, the farmers make a killing compared to what the farm hands do. So if you're a farm hand, you definitely must love the job to do it. It's a lifestyle. You see on TV these farm hands and their nice hats and their boots, and riding on their nice horses. I don't own a horse. My cowboy hat, and I had to throw it away because it got tore up and I ain't been able to afford to buy another one. And the only boots I got is the ones I wear to work. No nice boots, just work boots. And there's your farmhand. Well, I'm gonna have to check on these sandwiches here in a minute. You don't want to leave them very long, because mainly only thing you're doing that oven is melting the cheese and getting your bread just slightly toasted. Oh yeah, it's gotta come out of there. I'm gonna sit you down and let you look at the ceiling again. And I am back. Show you another little secret. And as soon as I do this, this means you're gonna have to let your sandwich sit for a few minutes before you eat it if you do this. But if you accidentally get your bread a little bit hard, and how can you tell? Did you hear that? That's the bread. It don't take long for it to get hard, especially not Italian bread. But I'm going to set this down for a second. The secret is right there. Butter or margarine. And once again, budget, you know it's margarine. But just spread that butter or margarine, whichever it may be, on top of your bread just a little bit. And then just let it sit for a few minutes. And that way, as you help soften your bread up. Will that fix your bread problem by getting your bread a little hardened? No, it don't fix it completely, but it does help. And plus, that buttery flavor on your sandwich is just awesome anyway. And some people just take a little bit of water and sprinkle on their bread, and that helps soften it up too. I'm just not much of a water person. Alright, I'm going to sit you down one last time to put the finishing touches on the sandwich here. And now I'll show you what it looks like when it gets done. Alright, here we go. There's one not sliced, and the way it looks like when it's sliced. And yes, you did hear me licking my fingers. I got bad manners, but that hand I was just licking my fingers on, it's not touching the sandwich till it gets washed. Except maybe my own. but
Not.
but I'm gonna get off of here. Like I said, remember to join me Sunday. Maybe I can get my buddy Ray to play a song or two if he feels up to it. And if he don't feel up to it, I'll still come on and talk to you a little bit. And hang on, buddy. Just talking to my son there for a minute. But we're gonna chow down on some Italian sandwiches. Still got to make my son sandwiches, the smaller sandwiches, and then we're gonna chow down. Like I said, if you want him to play a song or two, comment at the bottom, Larry Play. So if you comment at the bottom of this video, Larry Play, I might be able to talk him into playing something. I can't guarantee it. Like I said, he's had some health problems and he might not feel up to it. But if he feels up to it, the boy can play. I mean, he's good. He's really, really good. Now, and I want to ask you again, you know, I had to end the video like I say every time. Because really this is what my video is about. How you living? Are you living a life that you're proud of? That your folks who might have passed on might be looking down on you and say, hey, I'm proud of you. Is that the way you're living? I hope so. And like I said, like I always say, it don't matter if you're from the country, or you're from the city, or you're from the suburbs, or a small town. It don't matter. Live like the country. Kick your feet back. Relax a little bit. Enjoy your time. You know? Live like the country. At least part of your time, you know. I know you got your rat race, your hustle and bustle. But, you know, the day ends. When the day ends, make some time for you. And definitely make time for your family, because that's very important that you spend some time with your family. Love y'all. Y'all come back and watch me again. Like, comment, and please subscribe. I want to keep y'all around for a while. I want y'all to be my friends for a while. So subscribe to this video and enjoy eating some Italian sub sandwiches. You got a good recipe now. Enjoy your sandwiches. I know I am. I'm going to. See ya. Bye-bye.